babies looking for food, starvation, the recipe, people subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day in every crew. Don't let it go. It's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep. Even 7 roads to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a death old? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct, and I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and I feel we on the brink. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die, you voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a lie. You can march all you want, but they playing you wrong. They only understand war, it's the same old song. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest a war. All they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest a war. Like a lotus coming out of the mud with colors, I create envy in those with power but jealous. I unify the poor with my song, the hell with the others. Descended the way they treat indigenous brothers, cause I understand we link forever. They try to hate us even though that we keep it together. I'm not talking about controlling the air or the weather. I'm talking about maintaining the truth, the high endeavor. A rebel drops bombs in the midst of trouble. The free world counterattack and now there's double. But nature gets the shit in a way to settle. If you stop the machines for a minute, you might hear, but they won't, cause the TVs whisper in the ear. And capitalism has eyes that don't dare, and they cloud up and get crazy and won't stare. And like an ad, it's hard to get an ass to listen. Living like this is like living in prison. It's hard to keep hope when you're living in prison. The spiritual thoughts, so yes, the mental prison. The outside, yes, it's got to get through. Something's gotta die, so something here can live. Your life is nothing if you got nothing to give. Keeping the spiritual, yes, disguise is religion. Controlling your mind, the mental prison. All they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest a war. All they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest a war.
Back 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Alrighty, here we go. Now let me see here. Right. Now I just want to get back to the stocks, right? And I got to get it out of the way because I had a schedule change today. So it's better I do this now. But for those of you that didn't catch the last episode, yeah, I missed the part about stocks. And of course, you know, that is something that I tend to do like once a week if I can, right? But I want to take a second to show people what I've been into on the stocks, right? And just let's start off here with taking a look at the stocks today. This is just the US, what it looks like from the US, the NASDAQ, right? And this isn't all of the NASDAQ, but it's the big ones. Like, look, Nvidia is down. Listen, I sold my Nvidia. Let me see something. I sold my Nvidia stock. I think I made about $50 a share on Nvidia because I invested a little while ago, and then I got rid of it because basically it was not projected to continue to go up. So for those of you that let me put my screen on here. For those of you that had your Nvidia stock, you know what I'm saying, and we're thinking about that, it is not projected to really go up. And a lot of that has a lot to do with Trump's tariffs, how Trump has been doing business. Now, let me just show you again. Boom. I got to remove this so we can see, everybody can see this. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is something else. Let me just adjust the overall screen here. Then it will be easier for everybody to pick up on. There we go. So let's do it like that. So let me also tune in and get into my, because I do my stocks through my bank, Yuska Bank. right? JYSKE, Yusuke Bank. For those of you that want to know, different banks have their stock, whatever their apps for you to buy in, and mine has the same. I'm really starting to. Okay, is that what this is? I'm curious about this. Okay, let me look into this. I'm gonna have to look into this again. Is this the same? Yeah, this is. Okay, so sorry about that. I just got a little distracted, y'all. So let me see here. I'm curious about how that worked. Oh, actually, I'm going to look into this in a second. Now, in any case, let me pull up my stocks here. Boom, 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 boom. And let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Where can we go? Where's mine at here? The stocks are where? Why is this here? Okay, here we go. Now, about a week ago, as I was saying, I got rid of my NVIDIA stock because it wasn't projected to go up. And now you could see it's down 5 points. Now, let me see. When I got rid of my NVIDIA stock, it says it here. Let me turn the light up a little bit too so I can. Is that working? So I can see a little more over here. Right. So I got rid of my NVIDIA stock. When was it? It was just it was at. Right. Where was it at? Does it still say here? Where does it say? Well, I can't. I don't remember, but what the actual number was. It was a week ago, right? Or, yeah, let's say a month. It was a week ago. So it was around this mark. Maybe it's in the you could say 80s. It was in the 80s, 84. I think I got rid of it at 84. Yeah, a week ago, right? That makes about sense. Yeah, exactly. February 17th. And at that time, I had bought mine some time ago. Like I bought mine like a year or something ago. Like, you know what I mean? Hold on. Let me see. 1 year. Let me see right. So I bought mine back when it was like, in what time was it? Let's say it must have been around, what mark is this? Something like June 20th, 2025. I bought mine, right? So that was 143 at that time, right? And so I made about, you could say $40, something like that. So maybe it was 130, maybe it was a little bit lower than that. I think it was actually $50 a share. I did it, but I didn't record. It's somewhere in my system here. I forget where you have to look to see what I actually. Oh, it said Dean. Okay, here we go. Does it still show mine? Because I got rid of it. Oh, right, here we go. I got to go into the orders. Does it still say where I got it at? No, it doesn't. It doesn't show me. It doesn't show me anymore because I got rid of it, so I can't really see it so easily anymore. But in any case, that was a year ago, that was last year, and it was down to like 140 something, 130. I think when I bought in, it was 130, right? NVIDIA stock a year ago. So let's just go over to NVIDIA real quick so you could see the progression that it made. So boom. Here we go. So this is a year ago, right? You see, it was down here. It was all the way down. You could have bought it before me and you would have got it at 100. But I caught on late. I caught on when it was around this mark. You see? So this is July, right? Something like that. And yeah, $50 brings it up to 180. You see what I'm saying? So I got it around in July. This is a year ago. You could see. And yeah, somewhere around there, wherever it is. 2025. 140. I think I got it here. It was in the 130 mark where I got it. That must have been May. Yeah, that makes sense. May, right? So when you zoom out now, let's say 5 years. Okay, and this is 2024. This is approaching 2025 here, January. Now, see, down here is when it took a dip. Trump came in office, and you can see it took a dip. Right. That's probably expected. Like a lot of things take a dip when Trump gets into office. Boom. Now, on the way up, this is where I bought it. On the way up, I started saying, OK, maybe I should get the NVIDIA. Maybe it's going to survive. So I will get that. Now, when it got up to this mark, right, this year, December, it's been haggling around this price for a while. And a lot of people have been saying that this is because they've been circulating these little small percent, 1% people that got $43 trillion all together to themselves, that 1% of the population, or is it 1%? Right. $43 trillion. They've been just making it circle around, but it doesn't have real value. So it's been kind of hovering around this for a while, as you can see. Now let's go back, let's say a year. You see, it's been hovering here. And see, after a while, I followed the politics of it, right? Now, Trump has been issuing tariffs the whole time, but it's been escalating. Europe has developed its own policies because of Trump's, actions over a prolonged period of time. So what Europe has done is they said, hey, we need to start developing our own AI technology. We need to start developing, and it's not just that. We need to start developing our own financial services. And not that they don't have their own, but a lot of Europeans use American products. MasterCard is an American product. Visa is an American product. Cloud storage. A lot of Americans use American cloud storage companies. A lot of Europeans use American cloud storage companies. So since Trump has been getting hostile, you could see where this is going to affect NVIDIA. You could see where this is going to affect American corporations. And you could see also, if you investigate, where European companies are trying to fill in the gaps. So European companies are saying they want to create PEPs, right? Point-to-point transaction companies, right? They want to build on that. They want to bring 130 million European customers that are using American cloud services, that are using American payment systems, online payment systems. They want to bring now Europe's got 450 million people. Initially, they just now have announced they want to bring in 130 million of those customers, European customers, out of the American market into the European market. So in order for them to do that, you're going to see a lot of changes. They have to create their own services, right? And so this is one of the things, because it's been haggling around this price. This is one of the reasons I say, you know what? Should I just cut out here on NVIDIA, make $50 a share, be on out and take that money and invest in some other companies? That's what I did. So that's what I decided to do a couple of weeks ago. And I said it in my program to people. Because it's real. You know what I'm saying? You why make life harder when you can move your money from company to company and make money and then pay a fee on it, but you're still making money, and I'm not rich. So I need to plan ahead. And I also have things I like to do for my kids and things I like to get for my kids and things I like to do with my kids. And, so this all feeds into that. Now, that was what NVIDIA has looked like. So here we go. It was down here. You see April, Trump came in 2025. You see that date. And so it dropped. January is when Trump came in. Boom. It took a hit. Obviously expected, because everybody knows Trump's going to drive down the dollar. So I also invested in gold at this same point. At this same point, Trump came into power. Not only did I get a new passport before Trump came in office, I got a new passport around this. I filed for it around this time. I got it around this time. Just before Trump came in office, because I'm trying to bypass the anything connected to, unfortunately, Trump, which the U.S. Embassy is connected to Trump now. I'm trying to bypass it. I don't want to ask for nothing, including a passport. So I got my passport for 10 years. So Trump won't be in office. Goodbye, Trump. Yeah. Next time I need a new passport, hopefully I won't have to be dealing with a Trumpite or anybody associated with Trump. They at all. You see what I mean? But in any case, bought gold right around the same time, right? So let's go look at gold. What date is this? January 30th, right? You can see gold was up here. It went down. This is NVIDIA, but gold went down, right? But it did the opposite. Gold didn't go down when Trump came in office. Gold went up. When this goes down, gold goes up. Just like the US dollar. When this goes down, gold goes up, because people need places to store their money, right? They need good places to store their money, places where they might make interest, right? So let's look at the gold. Let me show you where I went with gold, right? So, and then I'm going to get into what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm still into gold because that will always be an issue until the finances of the U.S. are more stable, right? So gold is always something to hold your eye on, keep your eye on right now. Yeah, because the U.S. is a global currency, so it has an effect on, on the other markets because people store their money in the dollar, right? And when the dollar gets weak, they take it out and put it in gold, and gold goes up, and people make money that way. So let me see here. The gold company, one of the gold stocks I use is Kinross Gold Corporation USA, right? So let's go over to Kinross Gold Corp. You see right here. This should be the one, right? I guess they got different branches and something like this. Let me take a little look at this real quick. Kinross, right? Is that 30? Yeah, exactly. This is it. Now, so let's go back in time. Let's look at a year. That's a day. Look, damn, I got to check in. Well, hold on. Wait a second. Damn, the market's open already. I mean, I'm waiting for it to break 40, to break $40. It almost did it the other day right here. See that 38, and then it came. Then guess what happened right here? The Supreme Court chimed in saying Trump's tariffs were illegal. What did that do? Made the dollar more secure, but it brought the value of gold down. But gold, when I bought into gold, right? It was, look at the date. Look at this, 2025. Where was it when I bought into gold? Look at this. It was in March 2025. It was like $11. It was in March, somewhere around March, right here, right? So I bought into the gold here. Why did I buy into the gold here? Trump had taken office January, February, March. That's 3 months into his term. I knew that whatever he was going to do, he was going to drive down the dollar. And I know what happens when the dollar is driven down. It drives up the price of gold. Anybody that wants to, now you can see this is a year's time, but you can I tripled my investment. I bought in at 11. I came out at what? I came out at about, where did I jump out? I jumped out about 30s. No, where did I jump out at? I think I jumped out around here, something like this, 30, just below, right? It tapped out. I think it was 36, something like that. Because I was like, I didn't jump out. I just sold half of my gold. You see what I mean? And I kept the rest. So the fact that it dipped down, this happened, it started dipping down again because of the Supreme Court. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because this is how the stock market works. It's connected to international and national affairs. So therefore, if you want to make money on stock, you read the newspapers. You stay up on global events. You understand what countries, where the companies are, the mineral companies, the mining companies are, the oil companies, and other companies where the AI chip manufacturing is being done. You stay up on all of that stuff because it's being made in different parts of the world, and and businesses overlap. They get parts from different parts of the world too to make their shit, operate. You got to stay up on this. This is what you need to stay up on, global affairs, to be able to make money easily in the stock market. So if you're a person that likes to stay up on global affairs, if you're a person that likes to read the newspaper, if you're a person that's into politics, what a president's politics, personal politics might be, if you're a person that knows that Trump's not into green energy. Why is that? Maybe it's because he wants to drive everyone who already invested into green energy out so that he can buy in and own it. Could that be? So that means even though Trump is driving down a lot of the green energy in the U.S. companies, right? Guess what? It will come up. It's just a matter of when. And when it comes up, how much will it come up? And when it's down, when he drives it down, do you want to buy in there? Because he will be gone one day and that will be overturned. And then what? That's what stocks are all about here. So now we looked at Kinross Gold. Now, that was just 2 examples. Let me see. What's up to anybody in the chat? Yeah. And no, damn, nobody's in the chat. Oh, that's all good then. No worries. I guess most of my audience is asleep right now. So in any case, but I'm going to continue. So here, I just wanted to get this out of the way. I might put this into private stream later, but Is it in a private stream now? Let me just check. I don't even know. But yeah, let me double check that. Am I in a private stream now, or is it a public stream? Nah, it's a public stream. So fair enough. Let me go back. Now, let's go back to this and keep it going. So now the next one I want to review, right? That was gold. Now, so you see, I got out of NVIDIA, made $50 a share there. Sold half of my gold. That I got triple the value from that, right? So from $11, I sell out at like $36, something like that, 34, somewhere around there, right? It tripled. Triple the value would have been 33. So it's roughly 30, maybe a little over triple the value, right? So made some coins there, right? Now, what did I want to? That's not the only thing I invested in. That's not the only stocks. Now, there's also lithium and things like that to keep an eye on. Lithium Argentina has been doing pretty well. Lithium USA is not doing that well because they're not really selling their lithium. They're still doing some researching and things like that. But Lithium Argentina is open and they're selling a lot to China and everybody else. So it's booming, and they got one of the biggest lithium mines in the Americas, right? So, but before we get into that, then I said, what do I want to invest in? What's connected to politics that is good? Well, Trump, again, going back to Trump and his policies, right? Trump has said he wanted Europeans to invest in weapons. They got to start defending themselves. You got to do more. Stop relying on us. We shouldn't bail you out. He put this idea out like Americans don't have health care and Americans don't have universal health care and universal education, like it's Europeans stopping it because we need to take care of them and we're fighting their wars. Don't believe that bullshit. If you believe that, you're dumb as fuck. Okay. But even though he's very manipulative in that, Europeans said, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. Are we supposed to invest? We got 450 million people. The United States has 350 million. Maybe we should invest in more weapons. And I said, this is an interesting conversation. Investing in more weapons means more state money is going to go into weapons. More tax money is going to go into weapons. And the EU issued a statement saying they're going to release a bunch of funds to companies across Europe that are making weapons. Bingo. Wow. That was something to check in on. And so what I did was I said, I saw a newspaper, right? This is just one example. I saw a news article about the Danish government buying defense systems now from Norway, right? And so one of those companies is, let me see here. Where is it at? Where is it at here? Kongsberg. And I've been talking about this also. Kongsberg Gruppen, right? So here we go. Now, the people that watch my program, they know that I've been talking about this stock. Now, let me see here. Kongsberg. What did I do with Kongsberg? Right? Oh, hold on. This isn't the exact same one. So let me go back. Sorry about that. Let me go back here. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Kongsberg Gruppen? Wait a second. It's because I got to remember the difference between Norwegian krona. Let me type this over. Norwegian krona and US dollars. So let me just Kongsberg Gruppen, right? And let me see which one is it? Is it this one? I'm not understanding which one I'm supposed to be in here. Hold on. How about I do this? I do it like this. I'll say this. Jyske Bank, Kongsberg Gruppen. Yeah, let me see here. I need to get the exact one, right? Oh, it says Goldberg. Sorry. Got to do that again. It's not Goldberg. It's Kongsberg. Kongsberg Gruppen. Right. So here we go. Now, let me see if it pulls it up here. Kongsberg Gruppen, Jyske Bank. Right. Now, you see where it's at right now? Let me see if I can pull that up. Is it right here? Is this it? Let me see. Maybe I can pull it up because I got to make sure I get the right one. Right. This is the one. So this is the Norwegian one, Norwegian krona one. Right. So, damn, I wish I had a better map though. A live map. Let me go back a little bit. 2 seconds. Where is the live map? Investerings in Hill. Is it here? Okay. No. I think it's this one. Sorry about this. Is it this? Are they going to show it? No. Okay. So it's this one right here is the one I had, but I want to see their actual. Is it here? Let me just check here. Maybe maybe we can see it here. Okay. Right. Here we go. So I just wanted to make it easy for everybody to follow. Right. So here we got it. Now let's look at the times. Where is the time? This is today, but I want it to show it for when I want it to show a week or a month, or no, I want it to show months. And it doesn't show months. It's only showing the day. And why? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. 1 month. Let's say that, right? 1 month. But can't we go back? Yeah, now we getting somewhere. Here we go. Now, so I had that idea when I saw the newspaper. The newspaper was around here. I'm pretty sure November. Yeah, exactly. Last year, November 25th, 26th, something like that. Right. There was an article. So let me see here. Let's just go here to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Danish ministry invests in Norwegian defense contract. Let's see here. And I knew about this because this was a Danish article. But as you can see, look at this. See these articles. See that? September 2025. You see that? You see? So, I mean, they've been doing this for a minute, right? But this is really, you see, Norway to, hold on. There's parties to defense agreement approve historic. You see that one? This is the one. September 25th. This is the one you wanted to, look out for. So this was confirmed September. Then I guess it went through in November, right? Blah, blah, blah. Now, when we go back to this, hold on. Did I leave out of here? When we go back to this, you see what that's about. You see? Look. They were talking about that here. September 17th, but the contract hadn't been fulfilled. The stock went down a little bit. And where did I buy in? So let me just look at my app again, and I'm going to tell you where I bought in. Right here. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Where did I buy in at? I bought in at the 237 mark. You see that, y'all? I bought in here. This is where I bought in, the 237 mark. Right. And I announced it to all my viewers. Right. I bought in right here. Today, what is it worth? It's worth 338, 383. So, it's worth saying that stocks are a good way to, it's a good thing if you want to enhance your life and to learn how it works. It's not that complicated. Again, just requires taking an interest in the international news and in industry. That's what it requires. And in industry, trade. That's what it requires. And reading the newspaper, and then also understanding how politics intersect with trade. It's very important detail. Probably the most important detail in your life, so that you're not just experiencing what someone else carves out for you, that you're inside of that carving something out for yourself. You see what I mean? And understanding where a politician like Trump will take things and what the real effects are. And trust me, Trump is probably making loads of money off of the stock market, while he knows most American people can't even get a penny to invest or benefit from any of it at all, because most Americans live month to month, don't have money left to invest in stocks, but the rich folk have it. How fair should that society be? So this is one of them, Kongsberg Gruppen, and it's probably going to go up. Listen, Kongsberg Gruppen. Let's go over to here. Let's see here. Who is Kongsberg Gruppen? Let's do that. How many contracts does Kongsberg Gruppen have? How many contracts does Kongsberg Gruppen, the Norwegian weapons company, have, and with who? Let's see here. Just to give you an idea, and it's speeding up. Again, I was watching the news. I know that the EU also issued a lot of money to EU dollars. Maybe it's zero interest, low interest rates or something like that. They pumped a lot of money into weapons across different European states. Now, look at this. Parent company of Kongsberg Defense and Aerospace does not publicly specific count. Okay, they don't count individual contracts, but let's just say, right, because contracts are for each item, right? But let me make this a little broader so folks can see it, or make it a little smaller so it fits on the screen. Let me see. That way everybody can follow. All right. So here we go. United States. Kongsberg Gruppen makes weapons, and the United States buys some. Joint Strike Missiles, JSM, for the Air Force F-35s. So they make these missiles for the what? Air Force's F-35 Navy Strike Missiles, NSM, for the Navy and Marine Corps. Just something for you to know. So while Trump has got a lot of hoopla, we're doing business every day. And it's not just one way. It's just something to think about for MAGA folks. Weapon stations. I mean, can you afford education? Can you afford healthcare? I'm just saying that, while this culture war is being fought in the U.S. in your name, something else is going on. That's all I'm saying. Norway, full spectrum defense provider, including NASAMS air defense submarine combat systems. Okay, so this is a Norwegian company that sells to the Norwegian government. Poland, one of Kongsberg's latest current clients, major contract for coastal defense systems, and a massive Norwegian krona 16 billion deal signed early in 2026. See, again, signed early in 2026 probably means the stock is going to go up. Right? Germany, collaborate. Now, Kongsberg is a mid-level weapons making company. Now, the reason why I say that is because it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's in the middle. And why is that important? One of the reasons why it's important is because in big contracts, they take a lot of time to fulfill. So big companies can't always take up all the other business, because they also don't want to do smaller package deals. They want to do the biggest. Well, Kongsberg is not the smallest, but they fit right in the middle between superpowers and other countries that aren't superpowers. Maybe countries that are, have a smaller budget or things like this, and medium-sized budgets. So they're perfect for Europe. They're perfect for the bigger countries. U.S., they can help fill some demands that the U.S. can't fulfill for itself or isn't fulfilling. But it can also help smaller countries and other economies build up their military capacity. So they're positioned pretty well to make money, is what I'm saying. Poland, one of Kongsberg's largest current clients, major contractors for coastal defense systems and massive you see. So this is in 2006 too. That was Poland. You see, that was also Poland. So Germany, collaboration on the Type 212 CD submarines. Pretty interesting. Netherlands, onto German F-35 fighters. Damn. Collaboration on Type 212 CD submarines and the integration of the JSM onto German F-35 fighters. Again, you saw that before, right? U.S. F-30, what is that? F-35s, right? You see that? Now it's the Germany's F-35s, right? Netherlands, integration of NASAMS and NOMADS air defense systems, including 2025. There you go. Deal. See, there's another deal. 2025-26. There we go. 30 mobile air defense solutions. Austria. Okay, so look, here's more recent. This is even more recent, right? Poland, right? You saw that one. 18 counter unarmed aerial systems. U.S. Air Force, right? We covered that. Denmark, right? $100 million contract for naval strike missiles, coastal defense systems, right? Germany, and Norway, okay? And then they have others. Look, here. What about other? There's many other countries. It's like, don't they have 13 countries? I think it's like 13 countries. Is it not 13 countries? Yeah, and some of them are in the Middle East and some of them are in other parts, maybe South America. It's worth taking a yeah, see, here it is. Air defense, 14 countries. Here we go. Indonesia, Lithuania, Oman, Netherlands, Spain, Finland, Qatar, Hungary, Ukraine, Belgium, Luxembourg, and now Denmark. You see that? So they're supplying a lot of different countries, right? It's 14 countries, right? Remote, there you go. So just for reference, look, it's more than that. Look, protectors for RW users, 30 plus countries. Total global presence, 40 countries. 40 countries. You see? So, hold on. Let me just make sure. About Kongsberg Group's sales. Yeah, just to make sure. I think it's 13 and then it might get into more, but here we go. I looked into this before I even bought. Here you go. 13 country source. You see? Yeah, it's true. But it's more. It's more. That's just with certain things. I think that's strike missiles or missiles, right? But then there's more, right? So there you go. Europe, 70%. United States, right? 20%. The rest of the world, 10%. So that's how it's broken down. So again, let's go back here. And you can see I bought in, let's see. I bought in. Is it like this? Let's go up. Let me make this bigger. You guys don't need to have all of that now. Boom. Let's do it like that. So I bought in, let's go back to here. Boom. Oh, shit. Let's go back to this one. Put it down for a year. All right, so we can see what we're talking about. I bought in around here, 230 something mark, 234 maybe. So now it's up. So it's up to like 150 krona. Norwegian krona, something like that. Yeah, 150 Norwegian krona is what I benefited from on each stock. So again, this was after this coincides with a lot of Trump's talk that forced Europe into spending more money into weapons. So there you have it. Now what's the next one? Let me see something here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me open this up and see what is the next one that I did here. Oh, right. Now, the next one is cloud systems. Now I'm looking into point-to-point peer, right, transactions, financial transactions, like I was saying. Now, because of Trump's tariff wars and all of that and his attitude, essentially, because of the attitude, people are listening and people are responding for the purpose of survival, right? Because they don't have a choice. They don't want to go into decline without doing anything to protect their constituents, their voters, their populations, right? So they didn't have a choice but to respond. So one of the things is economic security, right? Because of the destabilization of the U.S., because of the attachment to the dollar, right? In business and trade. Well, Trump is running down the dollar. So what are people saying? They're saying, wow, man, he's screwing over trade, running down the dollar. A lot of our dollars are invested in American companies. What can we do to protect ourselves? Well, what you could do to protect yourself is to invest in your own companies, right? So you can have, instead of Visa and MasterCard, you can invest more in solidifying the companies that do exist in Europe and making them more popular, making more users come out of the U.S. Visa and MasterCard market and move into Europe's market. But I haven't done the peer-to-peer transaction thing yet because I wasn't sure where to buy in, but I was still doing some research. But what I did find is a cloud system, and the cloud systems are part of that same chain because it's storing information, protecting information. They go hand in hand with transactions, right? Now, so a company that I found, damn, this is crazy. And let me see here. Yeah, this is wild. I bought in, I just got some stock the other day at €9 a share, right? €9 a share. And let me pull it up here. Let me see if I can find that. Where would I find it? Over here? Is it here or is it here? Okay, well, let me look that up. The company is called OVH Group. And this group is likely to, make some waves because it's cloud services. Now, let me see. Here we go. Let me open this up so we can take a read. Hope everybody can see this. Now, it says OVH. Oh, should I maybe I should make the text a little bigger. Make it easier for people. Here we go. Let's do that. Boom. There we go. So now let's look at this. OVH Group, operating as OVH Cloud, is a leading European cloud computing provider founded in 1999. It's been around for 25 years, right? Headquarters in France, right? It serves 1.6 million customers globally with public-private cloud, bare metal servers, and web hosting solutions across 44 data centers. Known for data sovereignty, the company emphasizes an open, secure, and sustainable cloud. All right. Now, key details regarding OVH Group. Core offerings. The company provides a comprehensive suite of cloud services, including dedicated servers, hybrid cloud solutions, AI machine learning tools, and managed Kubernetes. Now, let me see here. Market position. As of early 2026, it is recognized as a major European cloud provider targeting small to medium businesses, large enterprises, and the public sector with a focus on data infrastructure. So let me see something. So let me just open this up here and go back to this one. Let me see here. Let's open up a new one and do this so we can get quick to the gist here. Is Europe set to migrate European users of USA transaction? Damn, what's going on with is it there? Hello, there it is. Transaction companies like Visa and MasterCard to European companies like European companies. If so, which companies are expected to win and lose, and also the same with cloud services. Okay. Let me see. Cloud services. Cloud services. Right. I think that's about it. Is it 130 million users to start with? Yeah, this is the projection. This is the goal now. This is the goal. It's been announced. It has been announced. And again, where we started off looking at the U.S. market. That's where we started looking at it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of American companies, because of Donald Trump's attitude, are going to take a hit. And it just is what it is. Now, maybe they feel like they can afford to take a hit. No problem. But American people that are employed by these companies might want to take note because you might not want to take the hit. It is true that Europe is actively working to reproduce its dependence on, or to reduce its dependence on U.S.-based payment and cloud giants. This shift is driven by a push for digital sovereignty, the idea that Europe should have control over its own financial data and critical infrastructure. Here is the breakdown of what is happening in both sectors as of early 2026. So again, this is fertile ground for people that want to invest in the next 5, 10, 20 years. I don't know. If you're 20, 25, it could make a big difference for you. But, and even less, even people that are 35, 40, you could see gold is always there. Certain things are always there, depending on your timing. Right. But this is something that is a little bit different. It's not a mineral. It's intellectual property. It's a service that's being provided. right? And that people need, right? And we're talking about migrating 130 million users of American cloud and payment systems back to Europe. We're talking about migrating European users that use American cloud and payment systems to leave there and to use European ones. That's 130 million people. We want to know what companies stand to benefit from that business, from that migration, from that, you could call it expatriation, maybe to some degree. I don't know. Returns home. You could say that, right? Migration back home. What companies are set to benefit? What companies are set to lose from it? It's a fair question to ask, right? Because that's what buying stock is all about. You want to sell your shit before you lose. Let me bring that back up. Let me see here. Let me go back up. This is crazy, but let me see here. Google, just to give you an example of what I'm saying. Stock market. Google stock market. Right? Let's go back to here. Alphabet class. Here we go. Look. Where was it at? Right here. Damn, where was I at before? Finance. So let's go to Google Finance. There we go. Look, you see? Here we go. You see? Right. You can go into here and pick the whoever else you want to, deal with, but you could say, let's start off with Nvidia. Here we go. Look, Dow Jones, Bitcoin ain't going to do shit, but hold on, stocks. Nvidia, you see? I don't know why it went blank because these were just down a second ago. But let's say Nvidia, right? Let's say Nvidia. Just an example. Oh, I see it came up late. I'm sorry. Here we go. It's still there. In any case, you get the point. Nvidia also, let's just open Nvidia up. Where's Nvidia at? Let's say Dow Jones also. Right? Okay. Here, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Nvidia. Just as an example. You see? Just as an example. Now, you can look up any independent company. It could be cloud, whatever cloud services you want to look at, whatever. Now, let's look into this because, migrating people back it's not just in cloud services. It's not just in payment services. It's also AI is also another field, you see? So payments, the Wero rollout, 130 million users. Figure refers to European Payments Initiatives, EPI. I'm sorry, I said PIP. I meant EPI, right? This is a coalition of 16 major European banks, right? Including Deutsche Bank, BNP Paribas, and Societe Generale, aiming to create a homegrown alternative to Visa and MasterCard. The launch. The counterpiece is a digital wallet called Wero. It is already live for person-to-person, right? P2P, that's it. For person-to-person transfers in Germany, France, and Belgium. They're about to expand this. And what will expanding it do? Right? Expanding it will create more users. More traders in the market. It will not just be Germany, France, and Belgium. It will be other countries, Denmark maybe. Who else knows, right? 130 million figures. The target is being met by merging and connecting existing national payment stars like Italy's Bancomat, you see? So Spain's Bizum and Nordics, right? You see Veep's mobile pay. You see that? Right, into a unified Wero. So it's not one country competing against the other. It's all of them saying, you know what? Let's organize under one umbrella to provide security and sovereignty for our residents, for our citizens. Safety, right? So this is happening. So the other side, unless it's a lot of people that's going to be leaving Visa and MasterCard, and it's not just Europe. You see, you take that into account also, because other people don't want to be hit with the bill. They want to develop their own shit too, right? Especially when you got people like Elon Musk, Peter Thiel running around in your private information with no checks and balances, and with a Congress and a Senate that doesn't seem to care about any checks and balances. Well, it looks like you're trying to run people out of the United States, and indeed you are. You're running people out. You're running foreigners out. I don't know if it's going to have the intended effect, but it's up to you. Now, the goal by 2026, 27, this is a key number. This means get in now. This means get in now. And in about 6 months, you're probably about to see something happen. A year, 6 months to a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe 6 months to 2 years. You are probably going to see something happen there. You might want to get in when it's low. Again, when it's low. Let's see here. Where is it at? Party's defense. Boom. Who can I look up? What did I just look up? Let me see. Was it OVH? OVH Group stock, right? Let's see here what the stock is. OVH. This is just an example, right? We haven't even gotten to it. Oh no, this isn't it. This isn't it because this is mine is, or is it that? I thought it was €9. OVH Group. €9. Let's just make sure we got the right one. All right. It should be here. Yeah, it's about Okay, OVH Cloud Corporate. Let's see if I open this one up. Maybe well, this is AI, so this is the explanation from the AI. But let me see here. Come on now. Can I just go here? Oh, there it is. There it is right there. I'll go back. I'll go to Microsoft on the MSN on this one. Here we go. So now this is not person to person. This is the cloud thing, but it's going to be the same thing because these are typical things that happen. Right now it's down here. You see, it's at 9, right? So let me zoom out. Now let me see. How do I change it? Right. So let's say 1 year. Let's go back. You see? And let's go back to, let's say 3 years. Boom. You see? So it's going up and it's going down here. What was it at? It was at 9.7. So it was going up there. But what's likely going to be the deciding factor in this is the political trend of Trump. Like seriously, because it's going to push a lot of users out. And politics is kind of a good thing. When you want to make incentives for people to invest, you know, politics is basically that anchor. It's that thing that ignites, you know, that ignition that gets people to do it and make a decision finally, you know. So, but it's important to look at the back. Now, in the beginning, I usually look at the early points as what the dream looked like in the beginning, right? So it had strong support in the beginning. But policy kind of lagged on it, so you could see it go down. This is the same trend of green energy in the U.S. Because of policy, the value went down. But look, now it's here. So you might consider, even in here, it was even better to buy in. Here is still good. Here, all of this is still good. Why? Because policy is about to intersect with the actual mechanism itself, the actual product, the actual service. Finally, policy. Finally, the EU has a sales point. They have the best sales pitch anyone could have ever gave them, and that's Donald J. Trump. So those of you that are looking to get into that cloud and P2P, right, transactions, think about this. Now, look, we're dealing with still 130 million. So let's go back here. Now, let's look at the cloud. Now, cloud services, sovereignty over scale, right? Cloud transition is less about a single app and more about moving government and critical data away from the U.S. hyperscalers. You see, that's why I went for the cloud first, though. But the other one is what P2P is what I'm looking for also right now. This is what I'll be spending my next 6 months focusing on, pretty much trying to crack this nut. But I've already gone into OVH, you know, the French company, because they're expected to that conglomerate across nations. They're expected to, you know, do well. But not French company, I'm sorry. But in any case, I'm mixing up P2P. But in any case, critical data away from the U.S. hyperscalers, AWS, Microsoft, Azure, Google Cloud, right? These companies are going to take a hit here. So let's go back. let's go back to here. Let's go here and take a look at something. Let's say Google Cloud stock. Google Cloud stock. Did I do that right? Okay. Let's look at where it's at. Google Cloud stock is where? Google Cloud stock. Interesting. Let's see. Let's go back to here. So a year. Let's look at this. This is Trump. Trump has been in power. So Google Cloud, it went up a little. It went up under Trump. You could say, hold on, let me go back here. Here we go. 23. Okay. Well, this is 20. It's been going up under Biden the whole time. So, yeah, but you could say that's sustainable growth, right? Now we enter into 2024. Now it's had some rough bumps there. Now this is Trump. So you see this again. You see this trend here. Trump comes into office and it starts going down. Why is that? What happened around this time? It's the tariffs. You see, it's these things are clearly exhibited in the stock market. Now, something happened, I guess, I don't know, some deal that Google made. Is it that they made with Trump or something like that? So that pushed the stock back up, and the stock has hit an all-time high. It's hit an all-time high, 338. If you bought in here, you would have doubled your money. More than doubled. If you bought in here, April 4th, 2025, this is just a couple of months. This is when, you see how that works? You see how that works? If you bought in here, just the same with gold. If you thought like boom, 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 Trump is driving down the economy. This is a similar pattern as gold. This is the exact same pattern as gold. You see, for some strange reason, but it's likely not to continue. This might have something to it. I'm not sure why it's rising, but you could see that it's not simply rising, that it's on the downside now. You see, now, who knows why that is? Hold on. This is Alphabet C class. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me see something. Google Cloud. Damn, I better look into that. Google Cloud. Is it not? Oh, you know what it is? It's because Google in general is one company. That's what it is. It's not one thing. That's what it is. So is it called Alphabet C class? I think that is what runs Google. That's what that is. Am I right? Yeah, that must be what it is. Alphabet Google stock slips. Now you see, 2 days ago, you see that? Alphabet Google stock slips. Google data center power deal puts AI spending back in focus. Okay. So, yeah, we will see how that does. But when you ask me, if you ask me, what goes up must come down, and I just don't see things going well as long as Trump is in office. I think it's probably going to continue to take a dip at this point. This was good earnings if you got in here. Right. If you got in back in March when Trump first came into office, this was great. But I think it's going to be a continued slip. I don't think you can pump it up more than that. There's nothing backing that up. Who's going to use your services? With Europe having a plan to migrate how many people out of what is it? 130 million people out of that. 130 million people from Europe. The second economic power in the world, it's a rival. It's only China that can rival it or is competing with it. That means something when you have 130 million of those people move out and invest in themselves. So, framework. This is led by Galia X, right? Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Let me just do one other thing. Who else did we want to? Let's go to Microsoft too. Microsoft. Boom. Microsoft. Let's see what their stock looks like. Look at that. You see? It's been up here. It went up. Was this a deal what they made with Trump or something like that? There's something to this. It went up, but since the high mark was here, October 29th, 2025, if you didn't buy out of Microsoft, your stock has been losing money. Yeah, you lost about $200 on your stock since October 2029. What happened at that time? I'm not even sure, but I'm pretty sure a deal happened. A tariff came in that fucked them over. Some sort of international policy. Trump, doing something is fucked over Microsoft essentially. And I know this because a lot of European companies were happy to work with Microsoft. A lot of banks, a lot of institutions happy to work with Microsoft. Those days are over. And you're probably not going to get a whole lot of other countries to just pick up the slack that easily because they're concerned about their data. They're concerned about it. This story about Epstein, Trump, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk has exposed the global markets. It's exposed it. It's created something that's not going to disappear as long as those players are around, thriving and having parties and celebrating. People are like, fuck these people, man. And that's going to show up in the markets. You know what I'm saying? So who else? New legislation, right? The EU Cloud and AI Development Act. So you see that? This is a new act. Damn. The EU Cloud and AI Development Act, expected Q1 2026, aims to mandate that critical data, health, energy, public administration stay on European-owned servers. There it is. What I'm telling you is get out now before you lose your investment, because it's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty at all. Like, get the fuck out. And I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm just telling you what my thinking is and how I keep a buck in my pocket. You don't have to follow me at all. Don't, in fact, you still got to do your own homework anyway. So I'm just showing you, I'm just saying, this is where my mind is going. This is what it's looking like. You see what I mean? Keep these companies in mind. Look at this. This is so funny. This is so funny. Let me make this bigger for everybody so y'all can see what it says here. Because it got the expected losers right in your damn face. Who is this? Okay. Expected winners. Yay. I bought me some OVH stock. Y'all, it's €9 €9 a share right now if you buy in now. I also, let me see. Let me go back to that one. Let's see here. Where is it? OH. Let me go. Where is it at? Is it here? No, that's Kongsberg Group. Is it here? Hold on. Where is it at? Let me pull this one up. OVH Group. Here it is. Let's say this one. OVH Group. I think this is about it, right? OVH Group. Is it this one? Is it this one? 9? Something like that? I don't think it's this one. Where did I pull it up at? Let me see something here. Sorry. Let me just make sure I do this right. OVH. Yeah. OVH. Let's do that one. Right. Here we go. Just to review something, because I always like to look at the history of the stock too. Now let me go out of this and say, okay, so 5 years. So you see, it started off out here with the hopes, €28. So that means double, triple. You are probably, it's pretty certain it's going to hit this mark, I would say. Because why? Because this is behind it. It's the policy, new legislation. This is concrete now. This is concrete. And they're going to do things to make people, they're going to do things to make people buy into this. They're going to make this they're going to make it profitable for you to buy into this. Europeans, the 130 million Europeans, they're going to make this profitable and useful for them in many different ways to buy into this. So who are the expected winners? OVH Cloud. Yay. Got some. Did you get yours? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. I bought in at 9 shares. It's gone up, but I'm not expecting a big bump until about a year from now. 6 months to a year and a half. That's why I'm buying in now. I'm looking for the future. I'm looking for the result. The announcements have been made. Now the results need to come. And what are the announcements? The announcements are the framework and now the new legislation to back up the framework. Right? You know, in other words, companies are mandated pretty much to get the fuck out of the U.S. This is what this is. Critical data, health, energy. First of all, the health sector is huge in Europe, bigger than it is in the U.S. Did you know that? Why? Because they have more users. 450 million users. The U.S. has 350 million users. You might pay for more for your users per user in the U.S., but the EU has more users. So, what else? Public administration? Yeah, exactly. The goddamn government needs their shit secure. Energy? Yeah, energy companies need their shit secure too. Yeah. All that shit is up for grabs. They don't want Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, or Epstein and his buddies getting their backhand and ripping off everybody and controlling the world. You know, not if they don't have to just cave into them, right? So, okay, who else is an expected winner? Oh, hold on. Expected winner, OVH Cloud, France, largest European cloud provider known for sovereign hosting. Expected losers, you in this? Everybody, you seen this? AWS, you've heard of them before. I'm sure everybody got their little free app and shit. AWS. Okay, Azure, Google Cloud. Why? Why they won't leave Europe? They are losing. While they won't leave Europe, they are losing the critical sensitive data market. Yeah, you better think about your money right now if you didn't think about it a month ago. Today, you better think about it if you have invested in these companies. You better think, you better act, you better watch your ass, especially if some of this is involved in your pension. You know what I'm saying? Deutsche Telekom. Deutsche Telekom, ASP, leading German providers for enterprise-grade sovereign cloud. Okay, they're going to benefit. Who's going to lose? U.S. SaaS providers, companies providing niche software that doesn't comply with new EU data localization laws. It's a lot of those. Who's another winner? Ionos, Germany, and Aruba. Aruba, Italy. Regional players gaining SMEs who want local support and EU legal protection. Right? They're going to win. Summary, 130 million to be precise. The 130 million is a combined existing user base. So it already exists, these people. This is not theoretical. These are the motherfuckers that need to go out and do shit every day. These are upwardly mobile people. You know, I'm just talking about, you know, blue collar and on, right? Yeah. User-based national pay and even others, because everybody needs everyone needs, well, hopefully you're a part of some kind of healthcare system or some kind of payment system or digital payment system, you know, because you can't do shit without it these days. Otherwise, you're just dealing with cash and keeping your motherfucking closet full of books and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull out my papers. This is my papers from 20 years. Here's my birth certificate, 1970. I mean, I don't know. In any case, I'm just joking, but you get my point, right? Pictures. You know what I'm saying? Who's stacking up pictures of books and books and books of pictures in it? It's all digitized. I mean, and the examples go on and on and on. Okay. Let me see here. Existing user base and national payment apps that are now joining the EuroPA Alliance and the EPI. The goal is not just to migrate them, but to make their current apps work everywhere in Europe, effectively creating a united payments of Europe. That's the goal. So let me check on folks in the chat and see how y'all doing. Hope everybody's doing good today. I'm happy you're pointing on, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, Drew. I mean, well, you know, we got to help each other and we improve each other by at least explaining our logic, the practical logic that we use, you know, not just theoretical, but practical. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I want people to understand here. What I'm talking about is not theoretical because I'm actually doing it. You know what I mean? And it works this way. Have I made some investments that maybe aren't the total best? Well, I got two kind of investments. The ones that are paying off fast and the ones that are designed to pay off when Trump gets the fuck out of office. Totally. Like, so my American ones that I'm invested in are designed to pay off when Trump fucking dies and his whole administration is obliterated and they get the fuck out of power. But in Europe, these are paying off. These are more closer investments that are paying off, payoffs that are increasing because of policy and things like this, you know? So, let me see here. Drew Network said, you don't know what you, oh, who y'all talking to? Y'all talking to each other? Okay. I don't know. But in any case, yeah, if I don't know what I'm talking about, hey, well, as long as I'm getting paid off of it, I'm cool. If that's, I don't know if Drew is tripping, who Drew is tripping on. Who you tripping on, Drew? Release the Clinton files. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Release. How about release all the files? Why are you so like, why do you only want a tiny bit of the people to be exposed? Why not just expose them all? You know, let me see. Thrusted the industry 130%. Thomas, because their software isn't shit. Keep up. Okay. TDS. I don't know what you're talking about. TDS. Okay. Available at Walmart. We accept EBT. Okay. Well, I don't use EBT, by the way. I don't have an EBT. I live in Europe. I have a job, a union job, but TDS needs vaccine. Do any of you all know anything about stocks? Tell me what stock you invested in. You have. Let me know what stocks you have. I hope Wero eventually comes to UK. No plans. I think it may not come to UK right away, but when they say the EU, they're not really, I don't think they're talking about the EU. They're talking about 130. I mean, I don't think they're talking about the UK. I think they're talking about 130 users initially from EU countries. Okay, let me see here. Gato Planet, no one supports MAGA anymore. We all have MAGA fatigue. Hey, man, look, everybody, you know, politics is politics. And I say, you know, it's a learning process. Politics is a learning process. And I try to tell people all the time, vote for what you want, not for what you don't want someone else to have. Vote for what you want, not for what you don't want someone else to have. Especially apply that to the United States of America, because there's a lot of people that don't have a lot, that tend to vote for things they don't want instead of things that they need. If everybody in America focused on what you need, because the multitude of people need the same things, they would have better lives. They would be happier people, have better outcomes, you know. But yeah, but that's how it is. Let me see here. Michael Best, Intel was solid because of the chip infrastructure. Yeah. True, man. And I'm not even I'm not an expert in the chip stuff. I'm not at all. I think you know, Trump kind of, I don't know what he did, but I think he inspired. What you don't want to do as the US is inspire people to not buy your shit. And we made chips, you know, even though we had it spread out, people liked our chip companies. And I think Trump kind of dropped the ball a little bit, you know. You don't want to inspire people to make their own chips, you know what I'm saying? Especially people that can, you know, and Europe can. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's where Trump went wrong. He kind of pretended like Europe can't just buy more weapons or create more weapons. He tried to pretend like Europe can't create their own cloud systems. No, they can. They were cooperating with you, though. See, cooperation, you get more. So they were cooperating hand in hand. It was some things that you weren't doing that they could do, and it's some things that they weren't doing that you can do, and they keep the money flowing. They keep everybody building. And Trump didn't want to do that anymore. Trump wanted to isolate himself and stand like, you know, I mean, come on, man. He wanted to turn the United States into the official assholes of the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do it alone. It's like, man, come on. What is wrong with you? Like, you might be able to do it alone, but do you get more? Do you get more doing something alone? Sure, you could do it alone, but do you gain more? Like, I don't think so. A lot of people going to find out. Yeah, Purple Groovy, good morning. Let me see. Yeah, yo, exactly. Progressive means to not hinder another group based on your poor moral compass. Exactly, man. Yo, Michael, facts. Yeah, facts, man. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Stop voting for what you don't like or what you don't want someone to have and just focus on what you want. More people have that in common, and that these idiots can't figure it to fuck out, man. It's like they can't figure it to fuck out. They just can't stop drinking the Trump Kool-Aid, and they're going to pay for it, life and limb. Their parents are going to pay for it. Their wives, their kids are going to pay for it. I mean, this is the sad part about it. This has real effects on people's everyday lives, the value of their life, and yet they think it's going to be some people like riding roller coasters for real and shit. I'm not into that shit. I'll ride it with my son here and there when I go to the amusement park, but life is not supposed to be a goddamn roller coaster and shit, It's supposed to have more meaning and sense than that and shit, But they just, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let me see. Let me go back here. Oh, yo, 45 Roni, I appreciate that. Trina, Bamaza, I appreciate that. The Jules, yeah, appreciate everybody. Hanging on every word. No time to tell. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that too, Dylan. Thank you. It's empirical. MF1, where is he whining? Yeah. What is he talking about? Whining. This is just a little psychological ploy to, I guess he got his ass beat so hard. He's trying to project that shit on me. It's like, man, I'm living a good life. I don't know what the fuck what's wrong with this dude. And I want people to be cool too. Like, what the hell, man? It's all about sharing. And I think they're just mad because, to be successful in anything, and I'm not the most successful person, obviously, but to have a minimal amount of success, you have to triangulate some core things that give value and meaning to people. So I thought about this for a minute. Number one, I'm an American citizen, born and raised in Washington, D.C., that both sides of my family go back to the colonial period, but I live abroad in Denmark. So I have the expat conversation, right, that I can offer. Then there's the difference between the American tax system, and the Danish tax system, and the rights that people have. So that's another data point that I can have meaningful conversation with people. And then there's a few other things. I guess for some people, it also goes the other way. For others, they like to hear it's a good idea that Americans speak up for Danish values and Danish society too, the ones of us that live there, especially when the country is under attack by this lunatic. You know what I mean? That's another data point. So when you can kind of triangulate a few different things that give meaning to other people, you don't have to be an asshole to succeed. You can offer something to people that is that's sustainable, you know what I mean, and works with other folks, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people like this bum, whatever his name is, talking about, quit whining. That's really what he's pointing at. He's whining because he can't do it himself. He's over here on my page whining and shit about you know what I mean? It's like, hey man, stop hating. Nobody hates you, bro. Nobody hates you, man. Nobody's hating you. Who was that who said that? Malta Falcon. Hey man, nobody's mad at you, man. Don't worry about it. We all good. We all good with you. But I just wanted to go over some of those stocks because a lot of people think about it. A lot of people don't have any basic knowledge of stock. I'm not giving any deep knowledge, but a lot of people really don't get how the points connect. Talk about triangulation, but I just explained how the points connect in not just theoretical, in practical ways, so that folks that want to get involved can get involved. You can get involved if you want. I just talked about how it works, how it worked for me. Now, if I can invest in something and have it triple and then sell and make a profit, cash in my pocket that I can use for my life, and I can do that with several different stocks, you know what I'm saying, and explain it, I'm probably a person that knows how to do it practically. You know what I'm saying? So that's not theoretical anymore. And but I did take some time to think. It was a plan for me. It was a goal to understand the stock market. So I put a little bit of time and energy into it, and I'm at the age where I know how to do those things if I want to be successful. Before I started doing podcasting, I took some time looking into it and understanding it and learning it from other people. Hold on 2 seconds, my son. Yeah. So, a lot of people don't have practical understanding. Like me myself, I wanted to get into podcasting, but first what I did was I leaned on another friend of mine who does more podcasting about history, African history, as it intersects with European history, and but more specifically about East Africa, right? And so we talked a lot about that, but I learned more specifically, it wasn't what he was talking about. It's how he was podcasting that I wanted to learn, because I knew nothing about podcasting. So I said, okay, well, let me learn from this guy. And then I learned it. I learned how to be, I learned at least the basics. You see what I mean? So that I would be able to do my own thing. And that's a good thing to do, be able to lean on other people to learn. But then I wanted to do something completely different with my podcasting, right? So, and I had that in mind, my own particular purpose before I even learned about the nuts and bolts, the practical parts of it and the theoretical part of podcasting, So when I applied it, obviously my subjects are totally different. I have my own purpose in the content that I share, but I did learn from somebody else. So when I'm doing my podcasting, I keep that in mind, that there's things that I do know that I can help other people just understand a little bit. And then if a few people get it and they're able to tap into something new, and if it helps them benefit or is enables them to understand some things and progress, I'm all with that. You see what I mean? But the last triangulation point I forgot about what I'm doing with my podcast, why I know it works and why I don't have to try that hard to make it work, is because the last thing is my country's under attack and I have to defend it, even if I'm outside. So those are 4 things that give purpose to what I'm doing on my podcast. You see what I'm saying? They give meaning to other people. You see what I mean? So I connect with other people that want to help save our country. So those are 4 different purposes, that we're able to achieve, so I'm not worried about a lot of the haters. I mean, this thing about being under attack, though, it is very real, and people are feeling it, which is why sometimes I don't want to respect stupid ass people, and I don't want to respect people that are playing games about what's going on in the US, because it's not a goddamn game, and if you think people getting thrown out on the street, losing their health care is a goddamn game, then you probably going to think getting your motherfucking ass beat into the ground is a game too. Because, it's going to be a reaction. Like, people are not going to sit down anymore. Look, you think it's a game? Well, did you think this little kid showing up, 20-year-old kid, I'm 55 years old. A 20-year-old kid shows up at Mar-a-Lago with a shotgun. You think that's a game? You think that's a game? You keep thinking that's a game. You keep thinking that's a game. Because that one little kid, there's a whole lot of people from MAGA thinking something like that, except they got better guns and know exactly how to use them better. So you just keep thinking it's a game. That little kid is a representative of how Americans are feeling. You see what I mean? So it ain't going to just remain a game if you think it's a game. You see what I mean? So a lot of the people that come over to my platform coming around with these little jokes, yeah, okay, you keep thinking it's a game. Just like you think 130 million European users of MasterCard and Visa, just a game. They just going to leave MasterCard and Visa. That's just a game. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. When you think 130 users of American cloud systems, it's just a game. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, so you think investing in more weapons, it's just a game. Just a fucking game. Okay. You keep thinking it's a game. You keep in Danish they call it Rosine Pulsen. That means, at the end of the hot dog, there's always this little bit on the end. That they call that bringing up the rear. In Danish, Rosine Pulsen. That's what they say when you're the last to catch on. They call you that. Come on, man. Rosine Pulsen, man. It's the funniest fucking saying. These people are the people that are pulling up the rear. They are the raisin on the hot dog. You know what I'm saying? The last ones to catch on to shit. And trust me, that's not gonna be funny. That ain't gonna be funny at all. When you finally catch on that your house is owned by fucking Peter Thiel and Elon Musk now and Trump because you couldn't afford the mortgage, yeah, then you'll fucking understand. You know what I'm saying? In any case, y'all, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna cut this one short. Yeah. So today was all about those stocks. I promised y'all I was gonna talk a little bit about the stocks and my understanding of how it works and what I apply when I'm doing my stocks, when I'm buying into my stocks. And I would encourage anybody, if I had this understanding that I have now when I was 25 years old, I'd fucking easily be a millionaire by now, multi-millionaire, maybe $10 to $20 million, like seriously. But of course, when I was 20, I had a different mindset. And I wasn't so settled. I wasn't worried about tomorrow, but it's better late than never. If you're 35, if you're 45, if you're 55, pay attention. There's no rule that says you can't catch up and make up for all that time, because this shit is not that deep. You see what I mean? It's not that deep. So that doesn't rule you out. A lot of times these people 50 got some, listen, if I had $100,000 that I put into gold, don't you understand that would be $300,000 I made just off of that one investment? What if I had $1 million? But I just had the brain that I had. I said, Trump's coming into office. He's going to drive the dollar down. That's going to make the price of gold go up. What if I just said, here's $1 million in gold? I'd have 3 million right now. Maybe close to 4, and it's probably going to get close to 4. I mean, just think about that. Just think about that. In 1 year's time, I would have earned $2 million. This is what we're talking about. So because I'm not rich, I don't have $1 million to invest. But I mean, I damn sure plan on making $1 million. I'm put it to you that way. I damn sure plan on making $1 million. So on that note, you can too. If I can, you can. So having said that, I'm going to be out. I appreciate everybody. And for real, this time I will be back at the normal scheduled time. But until then, I hope everybody has a good day, the rest of your day, and care for each other. Fuck Trump. Let's care for each other, man. Let's be reasonable about things, I appreciate everybody. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Peter Thiel. Fuck Epstein and his business class. Like, come on, man. Y'all can't own everything. Fuck all that, man. Peace.
Can you feel it? Nothing can save you,
cause this is the season of funky behavior. I came to relax your mind. You can recline on what? On this here rhyme. I like this style. I'm staying for a while.
It helps me show cats
that I'm versatile.
I'll touch you down,
turn your frown to a smile, and make you feel like you're having a child.
So relax and open up, child. I'm about to make you walk what? Pimp style or pimped out style. You don't understand the logic. See, if you don't have it all, I'll take a deposit. I got shit for you, it's alright indeed. It's like going to the garden and planting the seed. It might tickle for a second, but it won't bleed. So just relax, just hear a dope ride. I'm just real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that.
It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax.
And just hear a dope ride.
The rhymes is real tight, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax.
At the same time, edutainment. In other words, you could call it mint. What I'm saying is that I'm here at your service. It's hard work, but then again, I deserve this. I'm helping people enjoy their spare time. I'm like an instructor when I'm doing my rhyme. Relax and just hit the dope track. It's really not all that, it's not like a gag. We like that when everything is relaxed and chill. You don't have to get fucked up or take pills, cause I like being myself, it feels good. Yo, it makes my meals taste good. 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 So just relax. Everything is real bad. You don't have
type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax.
And here a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax. My mind state, now balloon, it won't inflate. Just take the buzz, it's my twaza kid, fuck the shade. And take it to a lower level, and dig a ditch for a devil. Got some more kids and pass the shovel. Nigga, ho, take them on a spiritual roll. Lyrics unfold, either that or unroll the scroll. Episodes keep reoccurring and stifling. People's vision get blurring, their hearts start murmuring. I'm about 5 times iller than a Sherman. Introspection is God's gift to the miracle. I freak material, lamb's milk without the cereal. When MCs say your booty, they mean venereal. Your fake material hip-hop killers, they more faking than fucking Michael Jackson and Thriller. The status of a hoe, Quanto Costa. They wanna know how much it costs, kid, I bet for keep tell so me just relax, and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax, and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat, just relax. Nothing can save ya, cause this is the season of funky behavior. I came to relax your mind, you can recline. On what? On this here rhyme. I like the style, I'm staying for a while. It helps me show cats that I'm versatile. I'll touch your dial, turn your frown to a smile, or make you feel like you're having a child. So relax and open up, child. I'm about to make you walk what? Pimp style, or pimped out style. You don't understand the logic. See, if you don't have it all, I'll take a deposit. I got shit for you, it's alright indeed. It's like going to the garden and planting the seed. You might tickle for a second, but it won't bleed. So just relax and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax and just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. It's entertainment, at the same time edutainment. In other words, you can call it vent. What I'm saying is that I'm here at your service. It's hard work, but then again, I deserve this. I'm helping people enjoy their spare time. I'm like an instructor when I'm doing my rhyme. Relax and just hear the dope track. It's really not all that, it's not like a gag. We like that when everything is relaxed and chill. You don't have to get fucked up or take pills, cause I like being myself, it feels good. Yo, it makes my meals taste good. 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 So just relax, just hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax and hear a dope track. The vibes is real nice, everything is real fat. You don't have to do work, we do that. It's the type of place where you can wear your hat. Just relax. My mind state, now balloon, it won't inflate. Just take the buzz, it's my twaza kid, fuck the shake. And take it to a lower level, and dig a ditch for a devil. Got some more kids and pass the shovel. Dig a hole, take them on a spiritual roll. Lyrics unfold, either that or unroll the scroll. Episodes keep reoccurring and stifling. People's vision get blurring, their hearts start murmuring. I'm about 5 times iller than a Sherman. Introspection is God's gift to the miracle. I freak material, lamb's milk without the cereal. When MCs say your booty, they mean venereal. Your fake material hip hip hop killers. They more faking than fucking Michael Jackson and Thriller. The status of a hoe, Quanto Corsa. They wanna know how much it costs, kid. I bet Paquito me lies.